We often compare our everyday moments to someone else's highlight reel. And that quiet restlessness, the feeling that something's missing, can blind us to the beauty of the life we're already living. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it begins with one better choice at a time. Maybe the real power is not just in ignoring the world's negativity, but in choosing how to hear it. Maybe the best way to protect our minds is to guard our interpretations. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show. Today's reflection is about something so many of us quietly struggle with: the illusion of a better life. The belief that happiness is always somewhere else, someone else, or something else. It's like a thirst that never really goes away. Recently, I spotted a post online that made me think twice. It made me pause, reflect, and eventually sit down to write this episode. Let me read it. Sometimes you are unsatisfied with your life, while many people in this world are dreaming of living your life. A child on a farm sees a plane fly overhead and dreams of flying, but a pilot on the plane sees the farmhouse and dreams of returning home. That's life. Enjoy yours. If wealth is the secret of happiness, then the rich should be dancing in the streets. But only poor kids do that. If power ensures security, then officials should walk unguarded. But those who live simply sleep soundly. If beauty and fame bring ideal relationships, then celebrities should have the best marriages. Live simply, walk humbly, and love genuinely. All good will come back to you. This is the paradox of life. We look at someone else's life and wish it was ours, not realizing they're doing the same. We often compare our everyday moments to someone else's highlight reel. And that quiet restlessness, the feeling that something's missing, can blind us to the beauty of the life we're already living. Think about it. What if the life you're living right now, the job you sometimes complain about, the small home you think is too tight, the quiet relationship you think is too simple, is someone else's dream? Somewhere out there, someone is praying for exactly what you already have. Social media and modern culture tell us we need to do more, be more, and have more. And every time we scroll, we see perfect photos, big wins, and highlight moments. It's easy to feel behind. We tend to compare our lives to theirs. We are chasing more money, more success, more attention. But often, these things come with a price. When you chase wealth, you might gain comfort but lose contentment. When you chase power, you might gain control but lose peace. When you chase fame, you might gain admirers but lose privacy. So, what's the truth? Real wealth is gratitude. Real power is peace of mind. Real fame is being known and loved by the people who truly matter. True happiness doesn't come from having a lot, it comes from needing less. So, what can we learn from all this? Here's a simple truth that we don't hear enough: live simply, walk humbly, and love genuinely. That's it. Living simply means choosing peace over material excess, unnecessary stress, and social standards. It involves prioritizing what truly matters: relationships, well being, and inner fulfillment over the constant pursuit of wealth, status, or possessions. Walking humbly means knowing your worth without needing to prove it. It's being kind when no one's watching, listening more than you speak, and staying open to growth. It's admitting when you're wrong and helping others without needing praise. Loving genuinely means showing up with your whole heart. It's being honest, patient, and forgiving. It's staying through the hard times, not just the happy ones. It's not about big words or perfect gestures. It's about being real and truly present. Life doesn't need to be perfect. What matters is seeing the good in the life you already have. We live in the world that constantly says you're not enough. But what if we stopped listening to that voice? What if we stopped looking outside for approval and started looking inside for peace? Practice gratitude. Don't let comparison poison your mind. As Theodore Roosevelt said, comparison is the thief of joy. Embrace what life has given you. Take care of what really matters: your health, your mind, your heart, and your relationships. Let go of what pulls you down. Hold on to what lifts you up. And trust this: what's meant for you will always find its way. Okay, next one. You know what? I cannot trace the source, but this quote stayed with me. It says, everything in your life is a reflection of a choice you have made. If you want a different result, make a different choice. Everything in your life, the state of your relationship, your work, your health, your peace, is connected in some way to a choice you've made. Not always consciously, not always dramatically, but still a choice. That idea can feel empowering or deeply uncomfortable. But let's be honest, it's easier to blame circumstances, people, timing, even fate. We say, I had no choice, it just happened, or this is just the way life is. But that mindset keeps us stuck, it keeps us passive, it makes us feel like passengers in our own lives, when in reality, we're behind the wheel far more often than we admit. Now, let's be clear: not everything that happens to us is within our control. Life throws things at us that we never asked for: heartbreak, illness, failure, loss. But even then, we still hold the power to choose how we respond. We can't always control what hits us, but we can always choose what we do next. And that's where the shift begins. Let's break it down. If you don't like where your life is going, stop and ask yourself, what choices did I make to get here? Maybe you stayed quiet when you should have spoken up. Maybe you said yes to something even though it didn't feel right. Maybe you tried to keep everyone else happy, but it made you feel unhappy inside. Maybe you avoided taking a risk and missed a chance to grow. We often make these choices without realizing their long term effects. But like small drops into a bucket, they accumulate. And eventually, we look around and wonder, how did I end up here? Most of the time, the answer lies in the small choices we make every single day. Poor health often begins with the daily decision to eat junk food. Lung cancer start with the daily habit of smoking. Weight gain comes from consistently avoiding exercise. Missed opportunities result from choosing entertainment, movies, games, or idle socializing over hustle and growth. Mental struggles and depression often stem from repeatedly choosing distractions like pornography and procrastination over self improvement and purpose. Now, here's the good news: if your life is shaped by your choices, that means you're not stuck. You're not out of options. You still have power. You're just one choice away from a new path. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it begins with one better choice at a time. One choice to walk away, one choice to speak up, one choice to start taking care of your health, one choice to let go of what's draining you, one choice to forgive, not for them, but to give yourself peace, one choice to stop waiting for permission and start living your life on purpose. Making a different choice can be uncomfortable. It means facing consequences, stepping into the unknown, or letting go of the familiar. But discomfort is not your enemy. Stagnation is. Growth is uncomfortable. Healing is uncomfortable. But regret is far more painful. So many people wait for the perfect time. They wait for a sign. They wait until they feel ready. But the truth is, you have to start walking before the path becomes clear. Clarity comes with movement, not with stillness. So, do you want a different result? Make a different choice. Not a perfect choice, just a different one, a better one. Choose being brave instead of staying safe. Choose telling the truth instead of pretending. Choose what feels right for you, not what others want. Choose getting better, not being perfect. The choices you make today write the story you'll read tomorrow. So, what kind of story do you want to live? What kind of life do you want to build? Not just someday, but now. And for the last one, I want to share the story of the two frogs. As a group of frogs was traveling through the woods, two of them fell into a deep pit. The rest of the frogs gathered around the edge, peering down with wide eyes and heavy hearts. The pit was deep and the walls were steep. Instantly, a chorus of discouragement began. "There's no way out," they said. "You'll never make it. Just accept your fate." But the two frogs at the bottom didn't listen. They chose to fight. They began to jump again and again, scraping their legs against the walls, slipping back down, but never stopping. The group above didn't stop either. Their words became sharper, more hopeless. "You're wasting your energy. Stop torturing yourselves. You're going to die anyway." Eventually, those words began to sink in. One of the frogs, already exhausted and wounded, began to believe them. His hope withered, his efforts stopped, and with that, he gave in to the pain, to the pressure, to the voices. He gave up, falling into his death. But the other frog kept going. His body ached, his legs trembled, but he continued to leap with everything he had. The crowd of frogs grew louder, more insistent. "Why are you still trying? Give up," they said. And then he made it. He launched himself with one last surge of strength and landed safely on solid ground. The other frogs stared at him in shock. "Did you not hear us?" they asked. The frog, panting, tired but alive, looked at them and explained that he was deaf. He thought they were encouraging him the entire time. Wow, such a powerful story. What's the point being made here? People's words can have a big effect on others' lives. Think about what you say before it comes out of your mouth. It might just be the difference between life and death. Words can either build or break. They can inspire action or silence ambition. They can push someone to fight harder or convince them to quit entirely. The first frog didn't die from exhaustion, he died from hopelessness. The second frog survived because he was deaf to the doubt. In life, we all go through tough times. Sometimes we end up there by accident, and other times we're pushed in by people or problems. And when we're down there, there will always be voices around us. Some trying to help us, some being harsh, and some just speaking from their own fears. And that's when we need to choose. Do we listen to the noise or do we stay focused on the fight? There's a lesson here not just in resilience, but in perception. The second frog thought he was being cheered on. His reality was shaped by what he believed others were saying. And that belief became fuel. It gave him strength. It saved his life. So maybe the real power is not just in ignoring the world's negativity, but in choosing how to hear it. Maybe the best way to protect our minds is to guard our interpretations. And on the flip side, we must remember our words matter. What we say, even in passing, can have a deeper impact than we realize. A negative comment can destroy confidence. A moment of criticism can plant lasting insecurity. In a word of encouragement, it might be the reason someone keeps going. It can be the light someone's been searching for in the dark. So be careful with your voice. Someone may be listening from a pit. And if you're the one in the pit, don't let outside voices become your truth. Silence the noise, ignore the fear, be deaf to the doubt, and keep jumping. You might just surprise yourself. That's it for now, guys. If this story meant something to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're enjoying the content, hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you guys in the next one.